This is Killing Your Tracks. Find out what it is next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob. Hey you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. Low end in a track can be massive, punchy, or a muddy mess, and a big difference between amateur and pro sounding mixes. While mixing a rock track this week, I came upon a common problem that can really mess you up. Let me show you how I fixed it. All right, you guys, great fun couple days of mixing some active rock by a band called Scarlet. All their info will be below this video. Check them out. Great stuff. This song will be out shortly. It's called Dreams Come Alive. Had some problems with it that I had to solve. So let me show you these three tracks are my tom sound. There are three tracks because each one pinpoints a different frequency range that I needed. This one is big and round on the bottom and pointy at the top. This one has a little more mid-range. And this one you can barely hear. So, here are my toms and bass playing at the same time. As you can tell, and I'll accentuate this, everyone loves a big tom, boom, that dives and is rich. A lot of tonal and elements and a lot of sustain and decay. But in a track, that's a mess because all of that tone is going to be rubbing against something else. So it sounds great by itself, but not in a track. So this part, let me turn these up just so you can hear. This is what I'm talking about. Right here. All of that is going to rub against my bass note. So, what I do is, now let me play that against the bass note and you can hear. Sloppy. Most of the time in your low end, you got to check not only your kick and your bass, but check your toms and the bass. So what I do is I cut all this out because we don't want that. You'll never hear what it's supposed to do in a dense track. It only clouds things up. So I cut those off and let me just trim this sustain back. Now against the bass. And let me do the same thing down here. Right here. Great. So now, and I would obviously do that down here, but we're just playing this section. So I have my toms in a group. Let me go and add some length back to the toms. Now the length that I'm getting, I'll get from reverb or room. And the good thing about this is it's not accentuating that whoa that I cut out. It's accentuating the attack and a quick decay. And some plate. Now let me play that against my bass. So much cleaner. Now, the other thing I do is this can be done with automation or it can be done with a sidechain compression. So what I'm going to do instead of the sidechain compression, I'm just going to go to my bass. I've grouped my bass. This is where it starts. And I'm going to level my bass down just a little bit with automation. That's just like if I pulled the fader down. So now I have automated down my bass in just that section while the toms hit. So you'll be able to see when the toms hit, the bass will dip and then come back up. I can even make that come up a little more gracefully. I'll get rid of these. I don't need those. Sorry. And let me just bring that up a little more. Get rid of that one. Now you'll see that it is a smoother, gradual incline of the fader to go back up to the level the bass is supposed to be. There we go. Now, if I go back before this part and I play, you'll see what we've achieved. So much cleaner. So much cleaner in the low end. The toms are much more present. The toms are the focus point because it's a fill. There's a bit of a fill on the bass too, but I have to let one win. And if it's a tom fill, that's, to me, is going to be forward. So, two simple things. Cut off your low resonance. Look how far out that resonance goes. Here, let me turn it up. Look how far out that goes. I mean, that is clutter. Trim that off and bring it down. Here is a bit of a sneak peek at that part of the song when it was all done. This is not mastered yet, but here it is.
You're the pain I feel inside. You're the nightmare that never dies. You're the pain I feel inside.
Clean, crisp, punchy toms. And I never lose any low end because all the bass comes down, the low end of the toms takes over. Well, there you go. Don't let a muddy mess down in your low end cloud things up. That didn't sound quite right. Anyway, take time to do these simple tom tweaks. It'll make a huge difference in your mix. Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.